Hi, um, it's me again. Obviously, you're on my channel. I wanted to talk about how I went about getting prescribed testosterone and getting my first shot and all of that. Um, it was really some kind of experience. So yeah, let me just get into that. First of all, I I okay, trigger warning, eating disorders. Um, I went to my family doctor because of very deep chronic fatigue, um, which I knew was related to my eating disorder, but they had to check my vitamins, and uh, then that's, like I realized I'd been off my period for a long time. They were like, hey, you're underweight, dude. Uh, but anyway, you have to go to the gynecologist, see what's up, gynecologist evaluated me, was like, dude, I think you got endometriosis, but I don't know for sure because we're not going to cut you open because you're too young. Government has control of your uterus. You got to have like 80 kids before you can do any of that, all that shit. But, so I was like, okay. And she was like, let's test all your hormone levels. Let's make sure everything's okay. My testosterone came back a little high. Which is normal in anorexia. It's not normal, but it happens. And so I went to the endo, and I was like, listen, bro, I don't want my periods back. Like, I know that's what I'm here for, but fuck it, I'm a trans man. Is basically what I said. So he was like, alright, cool. We gotta do a blood test. So I did the blood test. Everything turned out normal. I think one of my levels were a little bit over, but it was actually estrogen based and not like on the male spectrum, which was odd. Shortly after that appointment, by the way, I got my period back, and it's because I gained 10 pounds, which is hard for me, but that's not what this video is about. So I got prescribed the testosterone, and I went to like maybe 4 different pharmacies looking for who had it cheapest. For the record, CVS pharmacy sucks. It's so bad. If you're trans, I don't suggest going there. I will link an article in the description. They fuck over a lot of trans people. They were kind of very not put together in my experience. They weren't like transphobic, but they weren't happy. I went to Meijer. They were kind of rude about it. I went to Kroger. They acted confused about why I had it, but they didn't like question me or anything. They kind of know me there. They see me often. I have a lot of health problems. So I went there. I got it, no problem. It costed me $35 with my state. It was not covered by my insurance. I think it should be once you're diagnosed with gender identity disorder. I think that they should charge your insurance, but no, apparently not. Not even with how fucking low income I am. Like, I can't even afford food. Sorry, I'm playing with a syringe. I need to quit that. Love ADHD. Don't do that. So yeah, $35. I thought it was gonna be 50 plus, but $35 is like 5 doses about. I was under the impression that my vials were one use, then you have to throw it away. But my family doctor ended up calling for me, and this is a multi-dose vial. I've already done 2 doses, and there's still enough left for 1 more dose. However, I don't have enough syringes. I only have 1 more to do with. I wasted my first syringe. Let me tell you about that. I got home. Guess what? Too scared. Nobody told me how to give myself my shot. My endo did not tell me not one thing about how to give myself my shot. They were like, do you know how to do it? And I was like, yeah, I know how to do it because I give my trans friend his shots, so I thought I could do it. Got home, drew it up with this needle. This is a 3 milliliter 18 gauge syringe. I drew it up with that, and then I took the needle tip off of this 23 gauge because this one is smaller and you have to draw it up with a larger syringe, so that it takes less time to get into the syringe. Then you put the smaller needle on it, you don't feel it as much. Got home, cleaned myself with rubbing alcohol. I was under the impression in the paperwork that they gave me, they told me that I would have to stab along here, you know, somewhere. So I was going, they told me intramuscular, so I flexed as hard as I could, tried to get the needle in, couldn't get the needle in, it hurt like hell. Had a mental breakdown. I was like, I'll never be able to do this, I won't be able to give myself my shots, I'm just gotta detransition, you know. But after that breakdown, I decided, hey, I need to call my family doctor and get in and let them give me the shot, you know, because I wasn't about to give up after trying so hard to get my testosterone, for fighting for years for it, all the way up till I turned 18. So, yeah, so I went to my family doctor. They were like, they didn't tell you how to do it? They didn't even tell you at the pharmacy? I was like, no, the pharmacy gave me a booklet, said testosterone, and they had recipes in there instead of directions. So my doctor was like, bruh, that's really something. Never heard of that. I was like, me either, dude. And she was like, okay, that's really weird, but we don't give shots here. We don't do hormone injections. And I was like, okay. And like, I felt like my heart break, but they were able to like walk me through it. But they didn't tell me that they were going to walk me through it. Like, I was like, oh, fudge. Heartbroken. She handed me like a pamphlet of directions. Sorry, I'm sweating because I just took my shot and my heart's a little fast. But yeah, I had a nurse walk me through it. So that was really, really sweet of her. Found out wasn't supposed to be doing it down here. She said I was too lean to give myself my shot down here because I have more muscle down here than I do fat. Obviously, I still have some, but I was doing it up here to my muscle. So she made me move up here. I have a Band-Aid on my current hole, but she made me move up here. She had me put all of my pressure onto this leg and kind of relax this leg. And you can see how the muscle changes when I relax it. She had me pull the skin. Here, I'll take this off so I can show you better. She said, okay, draw it up. I drew it up with this needle, like I said. I twisted off the cap and put this needle on top of the other syringe. I obviously flicked all the bubbles out. That was one of my biggest fear, was getting a bubble and giving myself a stroke. But she had me find this freckle, pull the skin very tight, and then take my syringe. This is the one I just used. Nasty, I know. I don't even have a sharps container. They didn't even give me one. And then when one fluid motion, stabbed myself right in. I closed my eyes, didn't think about it, didn't feel it. Honestly to God, did not feel it. I don't know if it was my adrenaline or what, but all the way in, not all the way, like, she told me about 3/4 of the way because I'm lean. And then I put it in, or I started squirting it. I was like, do I do slow or fast? She was like, doesn't matter. I did it, pretty medium speed. Popped a Band-Aid on it, pulled my pants up, had it out, and that was it. And then I went to visit my grandparents and didn't tell them a word about it because they're not supportive. But that was what it was like to get prescribed testosterone and to give myself my first shot. Pretty soon I'll be posting a video about my first week on testosterone, what my experiences were like, because they weren't like most people's. Like, I'm reading like everybody's having a very slow time, but I was very shocked by my first week, so yeah, I hope that this helps somebody. I hope that this was a good story to listen to. I'm going to go put these needles in a shampoo bottle, an empty shampoo bottle, since they didn't give me a Sharps container. Yeah, that's a tip. If they don't give you a Sharps container, use a milk jug or a shampoo bottle or something thick plastic, just for example. Or even like a jar, you know, and then take it to your doctor's office to dispose of it. Yeah. Oh, and a couple days after after my first dose, about 4 days after, I had to go get more blood work to test my hormone levels. Haven't heard anything about it, so everything must be okay, you know. They're probably just watching my progression. So, and then I see my endo again in another few weeks. So, yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'll put some info in the description. Like I said, stick around for next video. I'm going to be talking about my first week on testosterone. I have a list right here, so I'll probably film that right now. But, yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what to do. Alright, bye.